For anyone that is worked on an early stage project of any sort, whether it's a film project or a startup, there's more not going well, and there's more scary at any given point than is going well. No matter what it looks like on the outside, that's no different than the browser company. It really just feels like it's on us to mess up. It's actually more scary to me. Mobile we're starting first thing in the new year. We actually just had a kickoff the other day, which was really exciting. So Arc for your phone coming early 2023. It's now our number one request from members like you, which, oh my God, that sounds like PBS. For members like you. Yeah, please donate to the browser company. Thanks to the support for members like you. No, it's been your number one request, and I feel it too. It's like, I don't want to use, to be honest, I don't want to use Arc on the weekend. I want to be on my phone, and I want to be out in the world. We're trying to build an internet computer, and building an internet computer means this kind of like seamless computing experience across devices. So that's going to start not with building the best mobile browser, but trying to build the best syncing experience between mobile and desktop. So more to come soon. All right, Hirsch and I walk into the board meeting. Actually, that's not true. We got here really early, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. So we are walking around the block. And we were just talking about what were we talking about?
Just how interesting, how excited people are getting about Arc, how grateful we are that people are understanding sort of the vision we're trying to create, how these videos seem to help, they show our humanity and the personalities and our awkwardness.
Yeah, we were also talking about, all right, we were supposed to record this video, what do we say? And so, anyways, bear with us as we figure out this letting you all in behind the scenes. The thing that is just giving me a lot of nerves is, on one hand, we have our growth since the last board meeting, and it looks like a fake line, right? I don't know where it's going to be, but it looks like a fake line. It looks like we drew just a stereotypical exponential growth curve, but it's real. And if you look at all of our data internally, at least right now, it's wild and it's incredible. At the other hand, if you look at the S&P 500, or like tech growth stock, it's going literally the other way. It's like, the inverse. It is the worst thing. And so how do we plan? How do we invest when we have two very competing realities? If we look internally, we should be hiring as aggressively as possible. We should be spending. This is our moment. Let's go for it. And if you look at the world around us, it should be like, pause everything. Just go into hibernation mode, just survive. And that almost feels like an impossible tension to resolve. And it makes everything tricky, from like who we hire, what we prioritize, what metrics even matter, in the next 12 months. So that's the big thing. And there are a lot of things that relate to it.
I mean, that's always a concern, is just resource allocation. And so, it feels like a large team. I don't know, the photo Josh posted the other day, we're 50 people almost.
Wild!
But, it's just, we feel like we have an infinite amount of things to do, especially building a browser. And so how do we prioritize that stuff when all of it feels necessary?
Rebecca just got here. You got your luggage?
I got my luggage, but I lost my phone on the plane.
Oh, did you really? Oh no. Delapo showing up.
Are you doing one of those videos where you show what time everyone showed up?
All right, Abby, how does it feel to be late to the board meeting? No, I'm kidding.
I missed the first one last
On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying was I preparing the board materials? Be honest. Question for all of you. Why did you laugh so hard? The first is, we're going to make Arc a lot more simple. We're going to sculpt it down. We're going to refine it. Scott Forstall gave us some really great feedback. He basically said, you've built a saxophone. Musicians love saxophones, but they are really difficult to master. They're really difficult to figure out. You gotta make Arc into a grand piano now. How can you just walk up to it and no one needs to know how the white and black keys work? You just start poking around and you can end up like Mozart one day if you really try. But it masks the complexity in this very simple interface. So that'll be focus number one. The second is we're gonna go to all sorts of new platforms. We're gonna go to Windows. We're gonna kick off mobile first thing in the new year. And we're also gonna start doubling down on Boost and Arc as a development platform itself. And what can you build on top of Arc if we expose more capabilities to you to make your own browsing and internet experience? And the third is, how do we put people at the center of the internet? If you look at software over the past decade, when you add people to it, it makes it better. Why is the browser the only single player piece of software left? How do we make Arc the best place for working on side projects with other people, collaborating with your colleagues, doing stuff with friends. How do we put that at the center of the experience? One thing we are absolutely not doing ever is we are not going to sell your data to anyone. I mean, that's a big reason we started this company is we're not trying to dominate the browser market. We don't want to be a monopoly. In fact, one of the reasons we're motivated is we don't like the way that the browser market is trending, which is the internet is becoming more and more important. And there's basically one browser, Chrome, that dominates, that almost everybody uses. And their whole business model is we're going to basically spy on you. But it's chill, don't worry, you can trust us. And then we're gonna watch what you do on the internet and we're gonna sell it to advertisers. So just keep in mind that our motivation was we don't wanna live under the golden arches of Google. Obviously that brings up the questions like, cool, but how are you gonna make money? One way to monetization is Arc for Teams and saying, hey, if you're working at a company, how do we make it so the best way to work together is in Arc, with Arc together? Kind of the way that Figma, Notion, Airtable, all these companies have monetized. GitHub, Slack. I mean, it's really great. You give it away to individuals for free forever, and then you charge their companies if they use it for work. And then I think the boosts, if I had to predict, I think boosts are going to be a big part of our future. I just think it is like browser company ethos in a nutshell, which is, hey, here are the Legos, go make something awesome. And if you think it's awesome, you're not the only one. There are probably other people that want to use that boost, especially if boosts get more powerful in terms of what you can do. You can imagine some sort of community store or marketplace in the future as well. So I don't know. I'm not sure that'll be a big part of, definitely won't be a big part of early next year, but the things we're working on will lay the foundation to do that in the future. And we will never sell your data. We need some B-roll.
Our company is really nice, but I liked that this meeting that people kind of like cut to it.
We had some good strategic discussions, especially around like headcount allocation, where we should focus on.
So you're calling our board of director a bunch of assholes?
No.
What felt different about this board meeting?
I expected it to be less prove you have a product market fit on a completely new product in 6 months.
So we actually have to do something good.
And we actually have to deliver.
Who's your favorite board member?
Oh, I can't pick favorite. This is going on the internet.
Okay, I gotta apologize for that. I got in a lot of trouble. That's actually one of the big mistakes I made as a CEO. I didn't think so many people would want hats, and I didn't know it'd be so hard to resupply hats. Everyone sitting right there is gonna probably come over and tackle me.
Were you surprised by how many people wanted them?
Yeah, I was more shocked that Josh would publicly tweet that.
Yeah, we got like 150 maybe people want it. We got thousands of requests for new hats, but we're on it, I promise.
I'm still not sure what the plan is.
I've never done this before at this stage of a company and a product. I think some meetings kind of knock you off your pedestal. You realize how much you have to learn, and don't get me wrong, definitely still feel like we have a lot to learn, but it was kind of nice. I feel like the board affirmed that our instincts are correct right now, and generally we're on the right track. Yeah.